Hey folks, welcome back to another video. You join me at a fairly noisy spot, Penmine Head. You've got the A55 just behind me, a train that goes past intermittently, and a housing estate full of kids shouting because it's after school kind of time. But I wanted to get the video done. The climbing here is really good. If you've not been, sport climbing from, I think there's some 4s upwards. I think there's a 7C, there's a few, it's best in the 6s though. Flow stony stuff, cool climbing actually, a bit like almost Euro in style but a bit shorter, but really worthwhile. Today's video was about the helmets because you've just seen that intro where I dropped a block, found the floor here, on a helmet and the apple survived. Then I dropped the block on the apple without the helmet and, you know, unsurprisingly the apple got destroyed. It split in two. I was hoping for some dramatic explosions, but the split in two was quite good as well. I actually saw that years ago. I used to do some work for oil companies like in northeast Iraq, it's called Kurdistan, an autonomous region in northeast Iraq, and someone did this and they just did that demonstration in silence, similar to what I've done in this big meeting, about 100 people, and it just served the purpose like perfectly. Everyone got the point, didn't say a word, just did that because we had real trouble with people actually wearing helmets, especially the local guys just were the uphill battle to get them to wear the helmets basically. But it's just such a visual thing. It's a great way to learn and make a point, isn't it? And this isn't a video to say wear a helmet, because I don't always wear a helmet. It's just to, you know, maybe provoke a bit of thought. I thought that was the key really. I'm sport climbing at the moment. There'll be some footage interlaced in this video, I'm sure, of me climbing, other people climbing, whatever. Sport climbing, mostly without a helmet, but the person I'm climbing with today, she was wearing a helmet. It's more and more common to see people at sport crags wearing helmets. It's got to be a really good thing. Trad climbing, I'd say it's almost the other way, where actually it's fairly rare to see, in the UK at least, people climbing without helmets. And if you go to the Alps and stuff where you know, things are bigger in scale, more rockfall potential, etc., completely the norm to wear a helmet there. Some of my good friends wear helmets sport climbing, others don't. Some do, depending on the venue. You know, if it's a particular crag that's known for loose rock, think of like the slate quarries where it's lots of levels and bits get knocked down on you and stuff like that, then maybe it's a good idea to wear them. A lot of people will wear them just for belaying but not for climbing. This helmet, which was retired anyway but now is definitely retired, having been dropped on, got some cracks in it. It already had some cracks in it, but I'm pretty sure it got extra just from dropping that block on it. They're so light though. I'll flash the weight up because I can't remember what it is, but it's pretty light. So comfy. Honestly, I just don't notice I'm wearing it. I wear a hat anyway, as you all know, but I just do not notice I'm wearing it. Gone are the days of like horrible plastic helmets, Petzl Ekrins and stuff like that, just were not comfortable. Now it's really hard to justify not wearing a helmet. Like I said, this video isn't about making you wear a helmet, it's just to provoke that thought. And I don't tend to wear one sport climbing, but I've taken some big falls sport climbing. I remember a couple of years ago in Spain taking a fall where it was on a bit of a traverse, and as I fell I swang, my feet caught on the rope, my arm did as well actually, really hurt, but it spun me round super quick and I was really close to hitting my head. So I start to think now, whilst I don't by default wear a helmet sport climbing, there are times when I do, not just because of a place that's got a bit of loose rock, but also I'm just thinking about the route, how well it's bolted, is it traversey, what are the chances of me getting spun, getting flipped upside down, those kind of things. It's worth thinking about, isn't it? As I mentioned on trad, where most people do wear a helmet, I do by default, for sure I do. You know, there's potentially, you know, more swinging around and stuff if you do fall, more ledges to hit. Biggest fall I've ever seen was a friend falling about 100 foot safe feet, because that's what the guidebook was in, but you know, that's somewhere around 33 meters. He was wearing a helmet, thankfully. He hit a lot of ledges on the way down. I was climbing the route next to him and witnessed it. The doctors reckon he probably knocked himself out despite having a helmet on, knocked himself out on the first ledge, which made him floppy for the rest of the ledges that he hit on the way down. Thankfully, somehow, don't know how, I thought he was dead, but he got away with a few broken bones. I abseiled down to him, helicoptered off, but lived to fight another day, which is flipping impressive. I think the longer you climb, the more exposure you will have to bad things happening in the hills, crags in general, and mostly, you know, those are like near misses, or people living to fight another day. But sadly, there's some really bad consequences as well. And would a helmet solve every one of those? And no, of course it wouldn't. But it's why not? It is hard to justify, isn't it? I've used that phrase already. Thinking about your loved ones and family and what have you, climbing partners. It's certainly, by thinking about doing this video, has provoked some thought in me as to whether I should wear a helmet sport climbing. I wear one sport climbing for work, so it's example setting, and I've got a YouTube channel with nearly 19,000 followers now, which is great, thank you very much. But should I wear a helmet to set an example? Maybe I should. I think this video, it'd be great if you put in the comments below the kind of things that your thought process as to whether you should, we should wear helmets by default. What your reasons are for not wearing a helmet, perhaps. I kind of find it sometimes puts me in a different mindset. I just feel a bit more mellow and free when I'm climbing without a helmet. It's such a silly thing to say because I'm not sure it's true, but it sort of feels like it. But like I said, I'd love to hear your views on it as well, especially now that helmets like this, available from good shops like Outside, are so comfy. Like you just do not notice you're wearing them kind of comfy, and they don't look uncool or anything silly like that. Nice looking things. I've just noticed the one dent from there, that's a proper divot in there. These ones super light, but the lighter they are, the less well they tend to last. That's the same with most kit in life, isn't it? But yeah, flipping nice helmets. Do fire away questions as always. I'm happy to answer as best I can, but I would like this one to sort of engage and provoke some thought on my view. I've said a few times, so fire away in the comments. Love to hear from you. As always, find us on Insta, Facebook, click the like button, smash the subscribe button, all those things I ask every time, massively appreciated. But once again, thanks very much for watching. More videos coming up very soon.